Hi, Jonathan.
Hi, nice to
Hi,
meet you.
congratulations on the movie.
Thank you so
Um,
much.
I gather this script has been kicking around Hollywood for quite a while.
hmm
What made you interested in, like, convinced to want to make this movie?
When I read it, I thought the premise and the characters are super interesting. So for me, when I was deciding to pick whatever my first foray into directing was, um, I just tried to find a script that really kind of stuck out to me. So for me, it was the premise and and I thought the characters were very, very fun and interesting, right? So then when you get it, you're like, okay, how do I interject my sensibility into this movie? And I think the way the characters were written allowed me to kind of be who I was, as a creative person.
Yeah. I mean, I regard this movie as like a love letter to sort of the craft of, of the martial art as well as
Uh-huh.
doing all that stuff in Hollywood. Um, how much of hand did you have in picking who you wanted to play Key, or was he someone who was already involved with the project before you
Well,
came into it?
Well, the funny part was we read it and we're like, who would be the perfect, who would be perfect for, Marvin Gable? And we're like, who's the perfect guy for this? And at the same time, I'm trying to gestate this, was he was doing his Oscar speeches and his run for, his Oscar run, award season for Everything Everywhere at Once, and his comeback. So me and my producer are watching this on screen, and we're like, he's the guy. That's the guy. Because one, I was already a big fan of his, and two, I already knew that what he can do physically, I knew he can do it. So I think it'd be interesting for people to see not just his emotional range, but his physical range. And I knew, uh, like people would just like they would just like gravitate toward it.
You also gave Ariana DeBose a really kick-ass
Mhm.
character to play. Talk
Yeah.
us through that character and
Yeah,
her
yeah,
involvement in
yeah.
that.
I mean, I met Ariana, and again, I was saying this earlier. It's like, when you meet someone, like whatever the vibe or the energy, the aura, whatever they're giving you, like I knew that was Rose. So when I talked to her, I was like, granted, she's an amazing actress, but for me, it was like when I talked to her personally, I just felt she was Rose, and I can't really pinpoint it to any one trait. I was just like when I talked to her, I was like, this is her. I don't want anyone else, right? So I really was like, I was really hoping like that's the one I want. I hope I can get her, right? But also too, I knew her background, like in dance and theater and things like this. I knew, so if I already knew physically she can do whatever I asked of her also. So I mean, again, I was very very lucky. I have very physical and capable actors like that. That that eliminate a lot of the anxiety or like how we're going to execute it because they could do it.
I like the fact that this had quite a bit of comedy as well as a
hmm
martial art element,
hmm
which was very reminiscent of those 1980s
hmm
martial art movies. Were you a
hmm
fan of those growing
No,
up?
I. What I'm saying is, this movie was my ode to that era because I grew up on a steady diet of Shaw Brothers movies and Golden Harvest movies. So I love those movies. Those were my escapism when I was a kid. So I held on to that feeling, and that's what I injected in this movie. So when you see this movie, that's really my love letter to that time I was growing up. So that's why the sensibility looks like it feels like that because it is. You know what I mean?
He is someone that literally everybody loves. I mean, when I tell people that I'm going to interview him,
Mhm.
everyone just says how much they love him. Is this, could this be sort of the start of a big sort of working experience between you and him? Is there scope for you to direct him in something else soon as
I would
well?
love to. I would, in a heartbeat, work with Key again. Well, no, it's not even a question. If I could find something that's like interesting for him and me, and we can make it like amazing and special, of course. That's not even. I think that's not even a question. I think I would, in a heartbeat, would do it.
Thank you so, so much for your time and congratulations again on the movie. I thought it was real fun and quite exciting,
Thank you
and I
so
loved
much.
it.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey, you guys!
Hey, you guys!
Hey, that's what they all say.
Hey, you guys!
Hey, you guys!